that occurred today. Seasons will start to change. Labor Day is right around the corner. O God of creation, you have blessed us with the changing of the seasons. Remind us of the wonders of your creation. Remind us that it is you who give us breath of life. Amen.
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 All right. So on August 3rd, I concurred with Bainbridge Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Hungarian Hostess Incorporated, located at 8564 East Washington Street, Spring Falls.
Welcome back, Adrian.
It is good to be back. Thank you very much.
So, real good.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to getting back to work. So
Even with taller.
I looked at, oh, well, maybe it's this chair. It's
Right.
a little bit higher than normal.
It's an hydrogen.
Yeah. Okay, today's financials include travel requests from the engineer's office to attend the 2023 County Engineers Association GIS conference, and from probate court to attend the 2023 Ohio Association of Magistrates conference. Among the vouchers are $210,155.38 from the Commissioner's Office to Then Design Architecture Limited for Phase 2 Basic Services and Design, $1,554,202.71 from the Engineer's Office to Roniak Paving Incorporated for asphalt resurfacing of Messenger, Morgan, Leggett, and Clay Streets, and $508,483.18 from the Engineer's Office to Carvo Paving Company for the asphalt resurfacing of Old State and Farmington roads. And finally, a revenue certification from the Board of Elections in their special election fund for additional revenue to be received this year. That's for the special election today.
Any questions? And a motion.
So, second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. How are you?
Good. Got a couple items here on the agenda today.
See that, we should have had the Sheen Show here today.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I've got, I gave you guys a map for discussion purposes. It's a preliminary plan for 2024. There are a few projects that are future projects that may be performed in 24 or 25. But what we're looking to do is set the plan and start our engineers back out in the field when the construction season ends. Start to look at culverts and other things that take some time to develop, as well as put together the plans for next year's program. So I have a number of resolutions to improve that would allow us to do that engineering work. And then the map is more of a presentation just for visual effect to see kind of where we're spending the tax dollars and open the floor to any questions or if you have any.
So anything in particular, like as far as concerns or any of these projects that we're going to have some outside funding that will be coming in for?
We do. We've been very fortunate both through Public Works and through federal programs that for our U project, which is Auburn Road from 6 to the Lake County line, has a $1.2 million federal grant through Mr. Joyce's office. And we're working on the $900,000 federal grant that's due us from NOACA, and we're working to get that applied to Wilson Mills.
Okay.
And then we have Public Works money from last year that will be applied to Clarendon Troy, and we are applying for state money for the bridge on Sperry and the bridge on Riverview. And lastly, we have roughly $1 million federal grant through CEAO for the Pettibone Bridge. So, been working hard, bringing dollars, both state and federal money, not just from single sources, but we've been working several avenues to help fund some of these projects. And I forgot, the Robinson Road Bridge also has some federal money from CAO. So been real lucky. It's allowed us to move a few things up that need to be done, but wouldn't otherwise be fundable at this time. And then our typical road program is 18 to 20 miles of road, and that's more or less what this is illustrating, but we've been able to draw some bigger monies in for our larger bridge projects, which is a big boost to get those up to current standards.
Yeah. Okay.
What section of Wilson Mills are you talking about?
This would be from 306 all the way to the Chardon Corp line. So we've been looking at those sections. It was done in two separate years, 2009, 2010, and it's made it a few years longer than we had originally expected due to the polymer surface that we put on there, which is kind of what we've been gearing for the last 12, 14 years. But it's getting banged up pretty good, and so it's time to put that on our program. It's 6.75 miles, probably the longest single project, certainly in my time here. So
How's it rated with your scale? Like you have a 1 to 9?
correct.
And so
9 being the best, it's a 5.
it's a 5, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much.
And just to note, we're also doing Merritt and Ravenwood in this program. If you know, between the plow trucks coming in and out of the yard, and all the construction traffic with this building, those saw a pretty big hit on heavy traffic. And so even though the last paving project on that was 2013, and we might push it a year or two more, it's seen quite a bit of abuse lately, so we'd be happy to get that tuned up and make the entryway into this building a little prettier and nicer as well.
Great.
So, no further ado, I'll start on 3 and 4. The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-136 to improve Auburn Road, County Highway 0004, sections K through M in Munson and Newberry Township. And item number 4, the County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-137 to improve Auburn Road, County Highway 0004, sections R through U in Chardon Township.
I'll make the motion to approve 3 and 4.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Thank you. 5 and 6, the County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-138 to improve Thwing Road, County Highway 0027, sections A and B in Chardon and Munson Township. And that one also will include the narrow bridge there, just east or west of Auburn Road. And item 6, County Engineer's Office requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-139 to improve Wilson Mills, County Highway 0008, sections D through L in Chester and Munson Townships.
Okay. Motion 5 and 6.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Okay. 7 and 8, the County Engineer's Office requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-140 to improve Bell Street, County Highway 10, sections D and F, and Munn Road, County Highway 32, sections E and F, in Auburn and Newberry Township. And the County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 23-141 to improve Ravenwood Drive, County Highway 604, sections A and B, in Merritt Road, County Highway 605, section A, declared in Munson Townships.
Okay, motion 7 and 8.
Second?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And 9 and 10, the Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute 23-142 to improve or reconstruct Pettibone Road Bridge, structure BR 0607-C-01.25, 2024 in Bainbridge Township. And the county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 23-143 to approve or reconstruct the Sperry Road Bridge, structure BR 0012-E-03.59, 2024, in Chester Township.
Take a motion to approve 9 and 10.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
On Sperry, is that north of Mayfield Road?
Yeah, it's right, it's between Marsh Hawk and Winchester Valley there.
Okay.
Couple extra maps.
Got it.
Okay, got it?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Get an extra copy of that. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Morning.
We're ready, Jeffrey, on bid?
Well, as you know, we bid out the microwave system for the radio system, and there's something wrong with it, so we have to reject it. Didn't match.
There was discrepancies between the bid specifications and the legal notices, and when the bonds came in, the one was for 5%, one was 10%, and they included percentages instead of numbers or blanks on the actual bonds, which is not allowable according to the specs. So due to all the discrepancies, you're requesting that you reject them and then go back out to bid.
Just curious,
I said,
how many companies are normally bidding on something like this?
We got two.
Two.
They were both out of Texas.
Okay.
Is that what you get, prior to much expected? Just a couple?
Yeah. No,
Okay. All right, I will make the motion on number 11.
second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Thank you, guys. How are you, Glenn?
it's good. Number 12 is, we're requesting the board to acknowledge receipt of terminating the Chardon snowplow contract. So we want to go out to bid, somebody will go out to bid for two years. So this was a 2-year contract, and they only did 1 year of it, so.
Okay.
For seeing, I'm sure most of you are aware
Yeah.
of the situation.
So what did they actually take care of for snowplow?
The 470 area,
Okay.
the annex of the courthouse,
Okay.
the courthouse, and the parking lot, the pit parking, 208
Right.
parking area.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make the motion on 12.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
You'll have to bid.
All right.
Thanks, Glenn.
Good.
Morning. Item 13, requesting the board approve and execute resolution 23-144, increasing the ARPA money for the Berkshire Heights sewer connection for additional expenditures on 3 parcels to increase the total amount allocated, $19,750. There's 3 in there. The largest one is actually an estimate, as the project comes to a close, that will either need a grinder pump or some other major change to the design, as the house is lower than the actual main, so it'll be a grinder pump, which wasn't in the plan. So estimating that one based on the previous 2, just to help keep this project moving along. So the other 2 ones are just smaller modifications that needed to be done that were under.
Just out of curiosity, so the grinder pump will be purchased by the county through the ARPA funds, correct?
Correct.
And then going forward, the maintenance and any upkeep of that pump will be on the homeowner?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And is this complete the hookups, or is there still more?
So we have 93 total connections of 113 completed. 12 of the 20 remaining are either permitted or the permitting is coming. 6 to 8 of them, we've had zero to very little communication with, even though we sent numerous letters. So there's still a handful of parcels that we keep sending letters. In fact, we just sent letters 2 weeks ago, just a reminder, to all of them, knowing that, we haven't heard anything. So our next level, just to keep it moving, is we'll knock on doors, just to make sure that there isn't maybe a house where they are out of town or they're not using it. Could be a remodel.
Rental property.
It could be, and they're not getting the information, but, but basically, we're down to, I'll say 6, that we've had absolutely, no communication with. Most of the ones that were giving us the hardest time at the beginning, they're, all but one are connected, and the one is ready to be connected. It was just waiting on this contractor. So they're just, I think, individuals that, are really busy, for the most part, or it's not important to them, but I think when we explain to them that, that ARPA funds is good at any time, but doing that, and they're the last ones to do it, I think they'll finally do it.
Okay.
Out of the 12, is there any of them challenging, like these 2 or 3? That's on.
Out of the 12, and some of these, that one, the $15,000 one that's in here, that's one of those that are still yet to be completed, still working with the homeowner. We have, I can't say, we've had some that we thought were no problems whatsoever until we actually got out there. You wouldn't expect it until you find out that somewhere along the line, the builder came out of the house 6 feet deep versus everybody else with 3 feet. And without these houses all having good clean outs that we've been able to, they're all slab homes, so without good clean outs, you don't know until you actually dig it up. So,
Okay. I'll make a motion on 13.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Item 14 on the agenda is a request for revision to the county's overall 208 plan for the Bainbridge Township area. The parcel that is referenced, we're modifying it to existing sewer. This parcel is on Franklin Street. It is a parcel that Jogga Park District owns. It's part of the Holbrook Hollows area. Currently, the entrance off of the park comes off of Country Lane Road there. So they have an additional one for the bike lane that they're looking to, that connects through the Solon and through the Reminderville and all those areas. They're going to sewer it, so they want to put a spot where the bikers can stop. It'll be a one-seater with a sink and a water fountain, so it's a small connection. Currently not in the 208 plan. We have received approval from Sugar Falls as that area drains or sewers flow to Sugar Falls, which is part of that 22% we own, but their acceptance of flow. Bainbridge Township has accepted the parcel, but a portion of the entire parcel. So it's one of those areas where we've defined a limit, because some of the areas wetlands, and it can't be sewered, so in order to contain it, so we don't have that connection. I think it's like 700 feet by 1,200 feet or something of the parcel area. You would be the next acceptance of this, and then we'll send it off to NOACDA for their process. But it would be, they would be pumping it up to that Franklin sewer area. So.
Very good. So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Item 15 on the agenda is a triennial request to go out for bids to remove our sludge, biosolids, filter bed sand disposal from the McFarland plant. Usually it's a 3-year contract. Our contract for this one expires this year, so we're looking to, re-up that to have that sludge removed and disposed offsite.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
And 16 on the agenda, similar to what the county did recently, is to get a standalone fiber internet access to our McFarland plant. This is part of as we move forward to the IT/OT split with our systems. 60-month term, a $250 installation fee, monthly service fees of $760 for a total $45,850. So that'll give us a standalone system, and then our SCADA and all that will be running off of. We'll use that to go keep it off the, it won't be on the night.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
The next item is just to request a waiver of the 200-hour maximum accrual of vacation for Mr. Gordon. Given his recent issues, he was still accumulating vacation, but was out sick, so he's now bumping up against that 200 hours. So they're just asking to do that, starting with payroll 14, running through payroll 26.
Yep, so moved.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye. Okay, just real quick, Jerry, give us an update on your meeting with UH.
Yeah, it actually went very well. We were discussing some of the options for possibly, some ARPA funds. They are in the middle of having an issue with their existing water system that they operate themselves. So they're looking to tie into the county system. So
Okay.
they were asking if they could possibly, work out an agreement to, get some ARPA funds to pay for a portion of that 4-inch connection line, which is going to be about a $2 million project for them.
Okay. And as far as dollars available, what do we have left?
Right now, based off of what you guys have approved, we still have about $6 million left or $7 million left. But there's some other ones that are still outstanding there that there's been a discussion about possibly approving those. I'm waiting on, a reply back from the auditor's office and the prosecutor's office regarding resolutions for McFarland and for the Aquila systems.
And as far as that goes, then was that primarily the conversation? Did they bring up anything with the equipment that they're looking to buy?
No, the discussion was about their connection with the water system.
Okay.
Would we be acquiring their well, or their well is always going to be their well?
That is part of the discussions that are going on, is that that they would convert transfer their well to the county. So Water Resources has been looking for a few years about a possible third well location. Right now, the only place that we could really conceivably put a third well down here is down on the county home property, behind the county home, the area down there. So if we could get a well from there. Their well is good. The problem is not contamination per se, like, the water's bad. It's just high iron. Our system removes the iron, so that's why they want to tie into the county system as opposed to trying to deal with their own. It's the issue that they're having is that their equipment cleaning process gets gummed up by the iron that's in it, so that's why they can't use it for. That's the issue that you're having.
Let's see. And then, the only other thing was, Linda, as far as with the 470 issue, as far as probation, moving forward, I had a discussion with Linda yesterday about the probation department wanting to move, needing to move out of the courthouse to temporarily till they could figure out what they're doing there. So, I explained to Linda, I understand the small, change that we're gonna need to make as far as having something available, but, to try to do a Department on Aging permanently at 470, and also, to try to, we need to get out of 470. We made this move to get rid of that building, and I just think that we gotta do things in a, give people a certain time limit, and that's it. And we need to pretty much hold to that, because, You know, and I get it with the, you know, Department on Aging, we need to focus on doing this right one time and be done with this, because this is, we've had how many moves in the past 12 years that I've been doing this, it's been a lot. We were at Patterson, you know, then we went to Chesterland, then we went to 470. I mean, we're constantly moving, and I just think that, and the thing is, we're not improving when we're making these moves. We're just basically putting Band-Aids on this thing. And I think that it's time that we just figure out what we're gonna do and get a plan in place and get this done once and for all and move forward. But I just, you know, I just wanted to, you know, get the feedback from the other two commissioners on this, if you're in agreement with me, or if there's something else that you feel is a better choice. But I just think that we've got to set up a plan to get out of 470 and get that thing off our back.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, that was the whole intent, doing that, not to slowly, you know, matriculate and start moving back into
Right.
the old buildings, old
Right.
inefficient buildings, and reducing our footprint. So I agree. I would say get the appraisals done, which we've already started that process. I know, get that back out on the tax map, and there's, you know, developers already interested in that property, and I've heard, you know, interest in other properties that the county is not utilizing. You know, so I think it's time to assess those, and if we have no plans with them, then get them out there and
Yeah.
get them on the market. I mean, I get it, you know, there's gonna be some growing pains with this courthouse project, but, you know, this is what they requested up there, so it's gonna be, you know, some tight living quarters for a little bit while they're doing that. I don't know where necessarily they could move in the midterm, but we'll have to figure that out, between, you know, the annex, the Opera House, and then also the existing courthouse,
Right.
you know.
And to be quite honest with you, I talked to Linda yesterday, I would have said absolutely no in the situation of the whole probation thing. While if the 470s right now, we're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, because it is being occupied by aging. So it's not like this is abandoned completely, and then we got to figure out where we're going with CASA, and just, this thing's got to get emptied out. We cannot continue to just kick this can down the road, and it just needs to be done. Somehow, some way, we gotta do this. But I just wanted to hear what you know, Jim, what's your feeling?
My thought is that, you know, we're kind of stuck with 470 because we have so many things in there. But I think step number one, we should get the 35 acres appraised, sell it. I really have an eye on that property north of our parking lot. Everybody calls it the pit. That corner, there's 3 houses on it now. If we can capture it, because it's adjacent to our property parking lot, and maybe commissioners 10, 12 years down the road would want to do something with it, or make, you know, have more room for parking, and or some kind of building on those where the 3 houses are. But I think that we should study the 35 acres, how much is valued, sell it, and then little by little. I mean, if you know, if we could have a light switch and get rid of 470, yeah, but we're in a predicament where there's things in there that we have no place to put CASA or probation or. And I agree with Ralph that once we build this senior center, it's got to be the right building, centralized in this neighborhood here. But I think that we could gather some funds from the 35 acres to give us a little bit more breathing room. But we are in a predicament with 470 just the way it's set up now. So.
What I'll tell you though is, as far as that 35 acres, I've been getting a lot of pushback from a lot of people saying they do not want more cluster houses, you know. So I think that we really need to think about how we're going to proceed with this, because it's just becoming an absolute, you know, point of, you know, I think that the people that live around there should have a say in what they would like to see come into. And it's like there's just all this cluster housing, and I've had multiple calls from people saying that is one of their biggest concerns. We dump 35 acres, and then what goes in there. And I think I think we have the ability to control that decision, and to be quite frankly honest with you, don't want to see another 500 homes that, you cough and the guy next door to you hears it, so I just think that there's some other options that we should really think about before we do that, as far as, making some kind of specifics to what that proper use could be and finding out what the right use is for it, but just to give it up to do that, I've heard enough from people that don't want that. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I just think that, I think that the people in Geauga want to be here to be able to have room, and like the rusticity of what we've got, I think we continue to bend these zoning rules and, continue to push this, affordable housing, and I get it, but it's, at the end of the day, I just think that this is a slippery slope that we gotta be careful how we approach on, because the end result, all looks good now, but in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, I think it could be a headache too. And I just think that it's important to make the right decision once and fail-safe some of that. And not just look at it for the money, look at it for the principle of what we're gonna do long-term.
But I wish, I'm 1,000% in favor of keeping Geauga County rural, but I wish we had the power to tell the city of Chardon this and this and that and that, but they're going like gangbusters, cutting in roads and
Right.
10 houses here and 30 houses here, and apparently that's what the city wants. So, and we have no jurisdiction in telling them what to do and how to do it, but I see the big picture of keeping Geauga County rural, so there's a balancing act there.
Right, and I just think that at the end of the day, we own that property, and we own it free and clear, and I think that what we purchased that property for, and it's costing us nothing to maintain it, nothing to keep it, we really need to be careful what we wish for, because that wish could come true and become a nightmare. So I just think that we just gotta make a good decision, gotta be smart, so. Other than that, is there anything else, Linda, that you would go over with all three of us there? I think that, Jerry, anything else?
No, the only thing I just to sort of clarify, we do have a permanent location now for the West G Senior Center, and that's in the MSI building, the old Metzabone facility. So that's where they went from Patterson to the West G Center, and now they're permanently in there. So what we're trying to do is find a permanent location for the Chardon Senior Center.
Yeah. I'm just saying, a lot of moving parts, for the senior centers, and I just think that we need to find something. I prefer being someplace around here near the hospital, if there's something that we needed to have to provide additional services for that.
Based on this discussion, I was actually just going to throw out, what about the idea of putting the senior center on the 35 acres? Is that
I just thought of that too, even if we
a feasible option for?
put the senior center in the front by Route 44, and then in the back, we could sell that.
So, yeah.
And then
They need 2.5 acres for what's been designed, so that's all they need.
And I think that we could also potentially try to get somebody on board to design a plan, actual rendering of what are our options, what could we do, and I just think that we could do it better, rather than just surrendering and raising one flag and getting a check and then all of a sudden, regretting the decision later, but that's an option. And then the other option is there's something else around here for a senior center. I don't know. So, any questions? Nothing?
Yeah, with the hospital, with the water, I can't remember what you said, do we have a contract, or are you working on a contract?
They're still working on a contract with regards to getting that connection. The hospital has to decided they want at least a 4-inch line. There's a bigger picture to it, they're looking at doing an 8-inch loop around the back of the hospital also, so there's some, redundancy in the system.
One more thing too, any other issues with the water at the fairgrounds? I know we've had some pretty bad rains the last couple days.
Yeah, there was a thought that maybe because the school made some changes, or the contractor made some changes to some stuff, and we had some big storms and there wasn't any issue. So I kind of thought maybe we reached a plateau where we might be in good shape, but these recent storms have caused a couple of flooding issues.
They have.
Well, I was there 2 Saturdays ago because it rained really hard on Thursday and Friday. And I pulled in there and there was 2 heavy pieces of equipment. The trench was dug, pipe, 12-inch pipe. So they put a 12-inch pipe in there's an 8-inch pipe, about 12 foot away. West is a new 12-inch pipe, and it's 2 foot lower than the 8-inch pipe. So when the water does come in from the north and from the road, it's going to catch that catch basin, go underneath the crossover pipe to another catch basin, and it's going to go all the way very close to the racetrack, and then down to that first retention pond, and then to the fishing pond. So that work was done at least 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, I showed the pictures last week because I took a bunch of pictures on my phone. So, I really feel that whatever the school expenses are for the water detention pond and the fairgrounds, they should both collaboratively send the bills to the Ohio School Facilities Commission. And see how far it goes. Because they paid for 55% of the school. And when I went to the meeting in April, I asked them in the hallway, are you willing to pay 55% of the fix? And they said that they have money to help out with situations like this. They didn't say percentage. Instead of both sides suing each other, they should collaborate just a little bit and send the bill to Ohio School Facilities Commission and see where it goes.
But you said that this pipe was in 2 weeks ago, and you had these rains the last couple of days, and they had some issues?
No, not after the pipe was in.
I'm not talking about the last, this was the storm prior to.
Prior to that?
Yesterday, when I talked to Paul, he said that the pond was currently holding everything that we had received yesterday. But he said it's typically not the day that it rains. He said it's usually like if it gets filled and then it rains again, is typically when they would have issues. So there's additional rain expected later in the week, so it will have to see how it goes with any additional rain after yesterday.
Okay. All right. So, if we have anything else, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
What time is it? 10:10. I'm gonna go talk to Linda. 10:15. You got 10:15? Excuse me. I'm just checking with his watch whether he's fast.